Hi everyone, very good morning. How are you doing? So today we'll talk about pronouns. We'll start pronouns. Just beginning. Of course, learn some new words like we do every day. We'll also try and understand para summary, how to find the best summary. We'll initiate understanding our understanding skill and our knowledge with. So from pronoun standpoint, from parasummary standpoint, is going to be a first class, introductory class. And probably in the next class happening on Tuesday, so very much for watching it. Like and the work religiously, very punctually, 9 a.m. and at 2 p.m. 9 a.m. we grammar, we discuss words, we create the verbal ability part. We're discussing for last 2 days jumble paragraphs, parajumbles. Today we're talking about para summary, S summary, with Tuesday probably then odd one out, continue two more days, and do pronoun second part, and bring in new words every day. How the series goes for the 9 a.m. Then at 2 p.m. every day we discussed um, reading comprehension in great detail. We solve at least uh, 1 to 2 reading comprehensions online, and we solve it live with you. We dive you into it as if you're solving it with me, uh, sort of aware of various aspects of reading comprehension at 2 p.m. afternoon. So tune in to the channel, like and subscribe and share. Like our hard work. My name is Anupam. Stay in touch. Download Academy app plus cat and subscribe. Then you that we've got 5 offerings for you. For as cat is concerned, anything more than 12 months makes sense to me. Cost after the discount code, which is Saxena 10, 15,750 for a year, 18,900 for 2 years, which boils down to 1,458 rupees a month for 12 months and 875 rupees a month for 24 months. So uh, it's actually half the 24 month. If you look at it from a standpoint over a span 24 months, you are spending only half of the amount what you were spending for 12 months. So it's if you look at the pricing, this is I think most cost effective CAT preparation package you ever get. Uh, don't leave you just here till CAT. We help you in the GDPI as well. You see that we have got our no cost EMI options available for 12 and 24 months. Use my code Saxena10 counts. You can look by the quality of work which we are doing every day. We come in at 9 a.m. Other people in this channel, other faculty who are really hardworking. There are other channels of fun, so you can sort of get a view of kind of diligence, hard work, precision, the kind of efforts we have put in. Privileged content will only get to access if you subscribe. That means test, mock test, online test, sectional test, hundreds of videos, live live classes, solving, doubt solving uh, sessions. So, no dearth of material. Subscribe to. Coming to today's class. So sorry. Today we are not discussing anything through root words. Today we are just taking up few words which I have found to be useful. I find that they are important. Uh, Words will help you in improving your vocabulary. They are often seen, used. Uh, See, just two sheets, just uh, slides, nothing much, not a lot of words in it, just few selected words and their synonyms in front of you, and you know awareness of these. Because of knowing these words, you will know uh, hundred of words more related to them. So let's start today's start with equipoise. What do you mean by equipoise? Equipoise is a situation in which things are perfectly balanced. For example, if you find that arguments of a person in an editorial or the assertions or the statements given by a person in a research paper are balanced in two sides. For example, there are two contrary sides discussed, opposing sides being discussed. You find that the arguments and the assertions given are balanced. You say that the arguments are equipoise. The article is or the writer or the author is equipoise. His or her in his or her opinion, tone is balance, counterpoise. There is equilibration, and equilibrium. The of the synonyms of equipoise. Then there's a balance. Ideas, balance of various say when artist tries to balance two different schools of art, two different uh, mediums, or two different schools of thought, right? Two different way of presenting his art. The person has equipoise, is balance, counterpoise, equilibration, equilibrium, and poise. So like I said that knowing one particular word and its synonym and antonyms, you get to know so many other words. This will continue for at least till you write your CAT, so that every day you learn some time to go to CAT, your vocabulary. Then comes assiduous. Assiduous means often involved in constant activity, hardworking person. So basically active, uh, bustling, busy, diligent, employed, engaged, hopping, industrious, laborious, occupied, uh, sedulous, tied up, working. So these are the assiduous is used for somebody who is very active, very hardworking, very diligent, industrious. I think about industrious. So industry as a quality and industrious as an adjective, for a very long time, at least from the Middle English to the modern English, was used. Now we know industry has another shade of meaning, wherein, say, a field of work, factory, or a branch of, there's you can call a particular profession as an industry, film industry, say steel in industry. So a particular question or a particular field of work which has come and uh, uh, a branch of its own, or an institution of its own, call it industry. But in Middle English, industry meant uh, one's one's ability of being very hardworking, very diligent, person who is very uh, motivated to do something important. That was, as a quality, was known as industry. And being in industrious meant that you have all those qualities, displaying all those qualities of hard work, of taking steps to improve your skills, of initiative in. But it is only post industrial revolution that industry had another meaning, which is that a field of work or a particular branch of work, or like film industry, steel industry, petroleum, IT industry, use that. So that's at a very later stage when the industrializations happened, steam engine came into picture, the Western Europe. That's when it had laborious, sedulous, tied up work. So all shades of. Um, then comes word emollient. Emollient means when something makes something soft or supple, or makes it less intense or harsh. They've given an example of mollifying. So mollifying I've discussed, because mollifying is another shade of, has a very different shade of meaning at times, so discuss it separately. But let's talk about emollient. So if you look at EMOLL, so, and in emollient we have MOLL, just from the second letter onwards, and then mollifying we again have MOLL, mol. So basically, so the root word is same, and hence the certain shades of meaning will be same or similar. So basically, a emollient means when you mix something softer, when passion, mercy, when there is leniency, or like they've said, buffering or cushioning. Make something less harsher than what. So then comes mollifying. Mollifying means that you would try to make try to reduce the anger or the negative emotion, try to reduce the awkwardness or the harshness of a particular situation. Appeasing, for example, assuaging, conciliating, disarming, gentling, pacifying, placating, propitiating. Assuaging and pacifying and placating, they are all they are used in a similar tone. So when you sort of uh, calm down, you sort of heal the wounds, when you warm the wounds, make the make a particular situation less violent, but at the moment slightly easy for everyone else. Say a fight is taking place. People, there's a verbal argument. The third person who sort of comes in and tries to talk some sense, try to use soft words and try to encourage both of them have a more democratic discussion. That's modifying and assuaging. All right, so we'll go to the moment. I'll check whether all right. So we have some words here. It's like noxious. So noxious means something which is bad for the well-being of the body, insalubrious, noisome, sickly, unhealthful, unhealthy, unwholesome. Basically, noxious means when something is not good for the well-being of the body, harms the body. So something like insalubrious, noisome, sickly, unhealthful, unhealthy, unwholesome. These are all then comes dog, dogmatic. Uh, Dogmatic basically means that when a person is uh, too opinionated, too rigid, or too stringent in modifying his or her views, or say he or she conforms to a set of principles or books or a book or a certain preaching of somebody or a teaching of somebody, and they do not move, they are not ready to change their opinion, that there is a rigidness in their approach. So certain synonyms can be doctrinaire, opinionated, opinionative, pontifical, self. Somebody has a uh, very strict or stringent set of rules and opinions, which the person is not ready to modify their views. That is dogmatic. Then comes tedious, which means causing weariness, restlessness, lack of interest, arid, boring, colorless, drab, dreary, drudging. Uh, Tedious is again something is very tiring, uh, doesn't interest you much. It can be taxing on one's attention span. It can be boring for. So basically, it's basically lack of interest, boring, not very interesting, and causing tiredness. Then comes next one, obviate. Obviate means to keep from happening by taking action in advance. Avert, to forestall, to head off, preclude, prevent, stave off. So basically, it's to prevent something from happening. Take a precautionary step, something to keep from happening by taking action. Avert, forestall, head off, help. Now we come to a different topic altogether. Is pronouns. Like we have discussed certain words before, we will carry on more words. I'll bring in techniques to learn words from various angles. Next class, say we'll take up root word and we form a tree around it, or we can take a situation and then sort of create our world knowledge around it. So tune into the channel, do better with more. We'll make it more interesting. So pronouns. Pronouns are the parts of speech that use in place of nouns. They reduce the redundancy of nouns. What are pronouns? Pronouns are words which can be used in place of nouns. Instead of a noun, pronouns can be used. For example, if I'm talking about John, John is a good boy. John plays football. John is John has siblings. John lives at Church Street. John likes to play the keyboard. One favorite subjects is mathematics. So we keep on referring to this proper noun John over again. But if we use he, his, or him, say if we're talking about Jane, or if we are talking about say girl named Angela, and we to keep on talking about Angela does this, Angela likes that, Angela likes playing this, Angela has three siblings, Angela's favorite is this. But if we use pronoun, we use she, we use her, we use hers, right? So this redundancy of using nouns every time, that reduces. So pronoun brings in a lot of discipline and a lot of readability the text. They reduce the dreariness or the weariness or the dryness of the text. They bring in a little bit of they reduce they basically make the text more interesting. They make discipline, trim, and they help uh, both the author and the reader in understanding the message. So questions, like we discussed, grammar questions directly are not asked in CAT, but having some knowledge of grammar is going to help helpful. Hence, we are having grammar sessions in our 9 AM classes. First, we start with the vocabulary, and then we come to the grammar class. So we've just begun pronouns today. We did nouns yesterday and day before. That doesn't mean that we'll never go to the nouns back to nouns. We're done with the syllabus, or a member of a topic, or if you ask for a particular topic, you might have mixed, you might have missed out. So let's just see first how pronouns are used. Say in this case, if I say I like your car, okay, or you are intelligent, right? So I'm saying that so I here is a pronoun usage. I like your car. I'm not using the name of the person is the speaker is not using his or her name here. The person is saying I like your car. Like in this last line, I like it. The person is not saying that if the person's speaker's name is Rehan, so Rehan doesn't say that that Rehan likes your car. Because if you refer to yourself third person, that is again a very usage which doesn't happen usually. Some of the grammar schools of thought will say that it's a bad usage. Also, referring to oneself in third person can be considered very arrogant, very uh, very. It's a sense of a very misplaced understanding of self. Uh, so if you see you're not using the speaker is not using his or her name, say I like your car. Second sentence, you are intelligent. Again, the speaker is talking to the listener, and speaker thinks that listener is intelligent. Instead of using the name of the listener, speaker says use a pronoun, you are intelligent. Sure, few usages which in which we use, and we use pronoun day in and day out without being aware of whether even we're using it or not. So you see, I've written this, made this small chart. I made it myself. So yeah. So personal pronouns. So in first person, subjective I have written I, we. Second person, subjective I have written you. Third person I have written he, she, it, they. What is subjective usage? So probably I'll take a short class of say 5 to 10 minutes explaining what is subjective and what is objective usage in a language. But we'll discuss it for your understanding. I have so if I say that uh, John is a good boy. So here John is a subjective usage because John is the subject of the sentence. How? Because the sentence is written talk about John. Okay, so the objective of the sentence is to talk about John. Hence, John is the subject of the sentence. So John in this case is the subjective use. Understand? In a similar fashion, when I say he, he is a good boy. When I say he is a amazing singer, he's an amazing. What is happening here? He and in the second line she, they are what? They are subjective usages. Why? Because here he and she in this line, line number 1 here, he, and number two, she, they are being used as subject of the sentence. He is a good boy. If you go back to our PPT, you see that in subjective case, third person we have written he, she. Right? So when we're talking about somebody else who is not the listener, we call it third person, right? And like we have used in the examples here, he is a good boy, she is an third person, he, she, it. In use here that they are right. He is a smart boy. They are smart, right? Mean, these are all subjective. Look here, we can use first person also here, or second person also, you. How? That's where it is clear, right? That what is, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to explain to you subjective usages in pronouns. For example, we began by third person. We said that he is a smart boy, they are smart boys, she's an amazing singer. Why we're using he, they and she? Because these are all subjective forms, and we need here subjective forms because here the pronouns are being used in the subjective case. We cannot use objective form, him, her, them here. Have to use the third person of subjective form, he, she. Third person subjective form, he, she. Right? And we can use first person also. We can use I, we, you also in the subjective usage. How? You can say I am a smart boy. You can say you are smart boys. Okay? You say we are amazing. Fine. Achha, why we using I, you and me? Why are we not using me, us? Because again, here pronouns are being used as a subject of a sentence, like John, in John is a good boy. And subjective case of in case of first person is IV, in case of second person is. Also remember, you is as a pronoun can be used both for plural and singular. So for that reason, we have in second person subjective, I have only written you. I have not said I have not given a plural usage because you is used both for singular and it's a misconception that when we're talking to more than one people, we have to use any other word like you all or you people or all of you. It's not required. When I'm saying you, then you means who. It can be any number. As long as there is one person who I'm speaking to, it makes sense. It can be more than one. All right. You is used can be used for both singular and plural usage when you are addressing uh, at least one person or a group of. So I am a smart boy, you are smart boys, we are amazing. Pronoun usages, subjective forms. All right. Then comes the objective. What happens in objective usage? In objective usage, they are used as the object of a sentence. How? I'll try it a little. I say, I gave the ball to John. Just using proper noun John here to make you understand here. So objective and subjective usage happens in both nouns and pronouns. In noun, the form doesn't change. In pronoun, the form changes. I becomes me, we becomes us. He becomes him, she becomes her. They becomes them. Right? But just to observe what is an objective usage, what is a subjective usage. Remember earlier we were saying that John is a good boy. John is acting as a subject. Here, John is acting as an object. Because why? Because John is the receiver of the John is the receiver of that. Hence, John is the object of the sentence. John is what? John is the object of my sentence. Object of. Everybody? Good to go? All right. How do we use the objective form of pronouns here? We say that so let's take first one, me. Okay. The smart boy award, say prize for the smartest boy given to me. Prize for the smartest boy was given to me. So this is an objective usage. Remember here, object form, first person, me, us. What is happening here? Me is what? Me is the receiver of action. Hence it is an objective usage. Right? Then comes us. Price for this for the group of smartest boys was given to us. The prize for the group of the smartest boys was given to. What is happening here? Us is again the receiver of the action. Remember, I gave ball to John. John is receiver of the action. Here it is an objective. They will be used in the objective scenarios. Remember, objective as first person. Prize for the group of the smartest boys was given to us, receiver of the action, hence the object. What is the usage of you here? Let's take the same sentence, modify it a little. The prize for the smartest boy will be given to. All right, what is happening here? In case of the second person, both subjective and objective pronoun, both subject pronouns used as subject and as object is same. That is, prize for the smartest boy will be given to, or you can also say that the prize for the smartest of the group of smartest boys will be given to. Prize for the group of the smartest boys will be given to. Again, remember I told that you is used both for singular and plural. Right? Will be used both for singular and plural in the subjective and both objective. Prize for the group of the smartest boys will be given to. That is the agenda here, and I think we have sort of covered the ground thus far very well. This is a new approach to type it and solve it. Just one more example, if you can see here. Can you help me? Again, can you help me? So it's cutting down because of the I'll cut it. Can you help me, please? This is again what? Me is comes in the first person objective usage. Can you help me? What is me? Me is the object. Me is the, alright? Sorry. So this is, then we are using the object. Are we good? Okay. Alright. And then we have him, it. So we can we can orally do this. I gave the ball to him. I gave the book to her. Okay. I gave my my files to them. So they are all what? Object. They are receiving the action. Alright. So we know that they are objective form. They'll be used as objects for third person. Okay. For people who have confusion in what is first person, what is second person, what is third person. First person is speaker. Right? First person is your speaker. Second person is your third person is the person being person or person third to or spoken about. You can also say the person being spoken of. So what is the first person? First person is speaker. Remember what? I, we, me, us. Let's try some other color. Better, right? I, we, me. This is what? The first person. Alright? Then second person is what? So I gave you the ball. We gave you the ball. Okay? The ball was given to me. I'm again the speaker. The ball was given to us. Again, the group of people claiming the ball was given to them, they are the speakers. They are the first person. Remember how? Here, first person. I, we. Second person is a listener. Okay? So we use you here. You. Alright? So you means I gave the ball to you. Alright? You will be given the prize. I give the ball to you. Again, objective usage. You are the receiver. You will be given the prize. Again, it's a subject. Remember, you are a good boy. We discussed here. You are a. Then third person people being referred to here. Okay, like he, she, it, they, them, him, he, she, it, they, him, her. What is happening here? Remember, third person. So that is so what. So basically, it is what? It is the people who are not listening to you. So probably they are not being addressed to. So that's a problem. So they are not addressed. It is possible that they may be listening to us, but they are not the ones who are addressed. Okay? You can say he is the class monitor. She is the college captain. Okay? They are the prefects. So they can be used. So third person can also be subjective. Remember here, they are the subjects of the sentence. He is a good boy. She is a good girl. They are all good boys. Remember we use in the subject. But they are not being referred to. They are being spoken about. They are being referred to, but they are not addressed. They can be nearby somewhere standing and listening to us. That is a different story. But they're addressed. Accordingly, you can see that him, her, then. Him or her, them may again they are being they're not addressed. They're being referred to. I gave the ball to him. Again, the objective usage. I gave the ball to him. Him is a receiver. Him is the object. I gave ball to her. Her is a receiver of the action. I gave my balls to them, or the footballs to them. So that is how. Them is again used in objective. Third person, why? Because they are not being addressed. They are just being they are being spoken about. They are being spoken. All right. I hope this is a new trial which I came up, a new method of attaching my pen tab and writing. So then I thought, let me try this out, because in a grammar faculty, I like to use the whiteboard and blackboard, and there is lack of it. However, we utilize the doc, white background of our document of our blank page here, and we're using it. It's as good as a whiteboard, and we should utilize whatever resources we have. We must obtain, we must do best wherever we are in whatever resources. Nothing to complain of. So basically, so this is how it is. Let's now come to the another usage, like usage of its and its. So We will discuss what are possessive pronouns, what are possessives in great detail in class. But I thought it will be a good pointer to give it to you, a good food for thought. You can think over the weekend, or you can observe in your usage, observe in writing, observe in newspapers, uh, that uh, what is its difference between its, its without an apostrophe, and what is the difference between its, its with an apostrophe. Difference is this, that I have bought a new car, its color is red. Whose color is red? The car's color. It's here, sorry, it's here, it's here basically is a, it is basically a possessive pronoun. So what it simply understand is that it's a pronoun form which talks of ownership or possession. Is simply this much. It is a, it works as an apostrophe usage. How we use apostrophe? John's car, James' mother. Similarly, I have bought a car, its color is. So this its, its without an apostrophe is referring to the car here. Whose color is red? Its color is red. Car's color is red. But if you see its with an apostrophe, it expands to it is. So it with an apostrophe is in then concatenation. It is an abbreviation of it is. So it is read in, right? So here it is, here it's may, if you expand it, becomes it is. It refers to the car, and is basically a it's a verb form. So here it's is basically providing a state. Okay, it is a combination of a pronoun and a verb, just providing a state. What is the state? The color's car is red. And in the first case where there is no apostrophe, it's a possessive pronoun. It is just providing a possession or a connection to the word car written in the previous sentence. This is a simple use. So this uses of its and it's with an apostrophe and it's without an apostrophe, it is and it's, the possessive pronoun has come in many tutored management entrance test across the world. In India, it's a good way to start looking at grammar in a less boring way and in a more with respect to the usage, with respect to the interesting usages which we out in everyday life. So coming back again, we want to discuss one kind of pronouns with you. So there are many kinds which we will discuss. I want to just start one kind so that we have less of a burden. We resume our pronoun Tuesday. Demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns are used to demonstrate or to point towards or to draw attention or refer uh, to an object in front of us. And for people also. So this and these can also be used for people. So some people think that this and these cannot be used for people. It can be used for. When I say, so let's read it. demonstrative pronouns, this and these. We use this singular and these plural as pronouns to talk about people or things near us. This is a nice shirt. Okay, so keep pointing out this. This is a nice shirt. Whose books are these? Right. So when we refer to things which are near to us, we use this and we use, right. This is used for singular. These are used for plural. Then comes demonstrative that and those. We use singular that and those plural as pronouns to talk about things that are not near us. Do you know what is that? Those are my books. Okay. So when we point out, when we want to draw attention to something which is far off, use that. Singular. We use those. You know what is that? Those are, right. So we'll discuss in great detail pronouns in next class. Like subscribe or back in comments. Like it, please. Positive comment. Don't like it. Back. Try my lip. Let's try to talk about the VA topic, the verbal ability topic, parasummary. Why are we discussing parasummary here? We are discussing parasummary here because parasummary questions are asked every year. Every year, 4 questions of parasummary or best summary, paragraph summary, whatever name you take, the concept is same, the objective is same, to find the best summary of a paragraph, right? Now, 3 to 4 questions are asked, and what one has to do is one has to read the paragraph, one has to understand the content written, the central idea written, the main contents, the primary ideas, the primary purpose, the structure, the understanding, what we've done in these n number of times. Basically, if you make short notes again of the ideas or the main ideas or the number of ideas or sub ideas given in the paragraph, and like I've said, making a summary helps, understanding the central idea helps. We make a short summary of ourselves, we can be very helpful for looking for the right option. Generally what happens, I'm saying generally what happens, the option which will be which find out to be correct most of kind of options, most of or oftenly correct, are those which cover all or most of the ideas or most of the points succinct manner, shortened manner. The summary will be not as long as a paragraph, but it will contain almost all the points mentioned. It will contain the main idea, the idea. There may be here and there some ancillary ideas or sub ideas may be left out, but they will be no additional information in the right option. There will be nothing contrary to the facts or the ideas. All right. So all the ideas or the information presented will be in sync with the information or the ideas, right? So, so basically, one has to look for for an option in a parasummary covers, which has mentioned most or all of the points, and it doesn't contain anything extra, additional, or to the. Let's try and solve the summary question from in CAT a couple of years back. Solve it and let real time understand technical problems management, right? So here we are. What's this? Hope the font is big enough for you. This is how, generally, this is how long your paragraph will be. Parasummary. Let's try and read it. North American walnut sphinx, moth caterpillar, Opha Landis look like eat meals for birds. They have a trick up this. Produce whistles that sound like bird alarm calls, scaring potential predators away. At first, scientists suspected birds were simply startled by loud noise. But a new mechanism but a new study suggests a more sophisticated mechanism. Caterpillar's whistle appears to mimic a bird call, sending avian predators scrambling for cover. Pecked by a bird, the caterpillars whistle by compressing their bodies like an accordion, forcing air through specialized holes in the sides. The whistles are impressively loud. They've been measured at over 50 decibels from 5 centimeters away from the caterpillar, considering they are made by a 2-inch. If you read this piece, and if you read from the 4th line onwards, and if you look at the first 4 lines, so if you read the sorry, there was some copy paste. If you read the first 4 lines, North American walnut sphinx look like easy meals for birds, but they have a trick up their sleeve. They produce whistles that sound like bird alarm calls, scaring potential. They're saying that although they look, the caterpillars, so caterpillars are generally small, right? So moth caterpillars, they look like that birds will be able to easily, but through evolution they have found a way how to survive, that they use whistles that sound the bird alarm calls. That the birds, they come to pick them up, they give this whistle, they scare away their birds away. Now this is a very good summary of what was written after. And they say that scientists have studied, came to understand that they mimic a bird alarm. What they were simply suggest to be a loud noise. First, the scientists thought, but then they said that they were mimicking a bird alarm call, and how they do it. That mechanism is explained here. What happens? What is the sequence of events when pecked by birds? Caterpillars whistle by compressing the body like an accordion. Accordion is a music instrument. It's almost like a piano. There'll be a small keyboard on one side, and there'll be these. It's a box-like structure with foldings made of leather or cloth, up and down. So if you press it, there'll be sound coming out of it, and there'll be certain buttons here, which certain keypad and keys here, from which you can manipulate the sound, and you can take out proper music uh, out of it. So same way, the way an accordion is compressed by a musician, in a similar manner, the uh, the 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 the, the moth caterpillars, they compress themselves, and they release sound from holes, and the sound is is loud sound, goes around 50 decibels from 5 away from the caterpillar. Small insect itself. They trick up the sleeves and they produce whistle sound. Now we've understood what is happening here. Got 4 options. Choose the. Let me enlarge the. North American bonnet sphinx moth will whistle periodically to ward off. Periodically is not correct, because he said that they will only do it when pecked by a bird. So they don't do it periodically. Also, it says that first that they have specialized vocal tract. Don't have specialized vocal tract. They compress the body like accordion and force air out through specialized holes. They don't have vocal tract, and they do not whistle periodically. They whistle only when they're attacked. This way, information contained in option 1 is contrary to the information. Then comes North American bonnet sphinx moth caterpillars can North American bonnet sphinx moth caterpillars can whistle very loudly. North American bonnet sphinx moth caterpillars can whistle very loudly. The loudness of the whistles is shocking and very. No, this is not the right summary. One that Very loudly is again a very subjective term, and it is shocking. This is not mentioned. It is said that the sound is loud enough. What they mentioned was that it is impressively loud, but this was not the idea mentioned. The idea was that they could mimic the bird sound. They could copy a bird call, the calls given by birds to each other. They can copy it, and they can use the same sound to ward off or to scare away the predators, in this case birds. That was the main aim of this particular paragraph. That was the central idea. That was also the primary purpose. Talk about the mechanism found out by the sphinx moth to survive the avian attack. The North American walnut sphinx moth caterpillars, in a case of acoustic deception, produce whistles that mimic bird alarm calls to different. Yeah. It's a case of acoustic deception. That is true, because if you also see, it's written here, they have a trick up the sleeves, and they produce whistles that sound like bird alarm. So definitely it can be said that it's a case of acoustic deception. Case of acoustic deception produce whistles that mimic bird call alarms to defend. Fourth option, North American walnut sphinx moth caterpillars, in a case of deception and camouflage. Now, this one word is incorrect. It is deception. It's a case of deception of sound, acoustic deception, that mimicking the sound to the mimicking the sound to so that it looks as if it is used by birds. But saying camouflage is a physical transformation, or the color changes which an insect does, or the sort of defense mechanism with respect to where an insect hides or an animal hides, or changes its color or its body structure or its body surface for a temporary purpose, for only for temporary to scare away the predators. So that's a camouflage. It happens at a pigmentation, at a color level. Okay? But here there is no color change happening. There is no changing. There are no changes to the surface of the body of the subject here, or the pigmentation or the color. It is just that sound is produced. The fourth option is incorrect because of using here the word camouflage. Camouflage is basically a color based or a structure based change or a deception mechanism. This is incorrect. Something which is extra, irrelevant, and incorrect with respect to the paradigm given. Third is we see that somewhere they used the word acoustic deception. Sorry, my bad. So here, acoustic deception is it can be understood as a synonym, or it can be understood as a word having similar meaning to when they say that they produce whistles that sound like bird alarm calls, scaring potential predators. But they have a trick up there. So So third option. All right. I hope it has made sense to you. This is the first class. We will solve many more parajumbles. Sorry, my bad. Best summaries. Next class. At least try to solve two more Tuesday. Then we'll see how do we out our skills. Continue it on Wednesday, or we can start off with odd one out, or completing the paragraph type questions, both of which are asked in CAT. And we can again come back to something extra, some additional. You can request for classes and for topics for more for hundreds of videos and thousands of other tricks and techniques. Tune into the channel, uh, subscribe, like, and share your fellow friends. That if you know anybody who is preparing or in group of, you can forward this group. More importantly, for any more techniques, hundreds of videos, hundreds of teachers and educators, subscribe to an academy. You'll get live classes, you can theater, live polls, leaderboard, series, and analysis, live cloud sessions. Discuss that the content which you get as a subscriber to an academy is amazing. It's going to be very high quality. The sort of have the features which we have. This is courses most courses across the test. Use my code Saxena10 sound. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and we'll be meeting at 2 as usual for our RC class. So hop on then, right? At 2 p.m. Bye.